So I'd like to give you just a short history lesson of the Afrikaner people as it pertains to the issue of language. The Anglo-Boer War, as I like referring to that war, that started in 1899. It was a colonial war of the British Empire against the Afrikaner people, lasted for a couple of years, and at the Peace Accord of Vereniging that was signed, that officially brought an end to the Anglo-Boer War. Now the important point is, after the war in the early 20th century, one of the major rallying points of the Afrikaner people, in their sense of identity and also in terms of the future, around which they consolidated themselves and their efforts directed to the future, was the Afrikaans language. Okay, so if you follow that trajectory of the Afrikaner people since the early 20th century, they invested blood, sweat and tears into expanding and fine-tuning the Afrikaans language. Remember, there's a difference between the Afrikaans and the Dutch languages. They are not the same, though they are of course related. Okay, I said blood, sweat and tears were deposited in this dream of the Afrikaner people to lift the language to a university level language. Did you know that the Afrikaans language was one of only 4 languages in the 20th century to reach that level? The 3 other languages that reached this level, that is or up to university level, were the following language: Hebrew from the state of Israel, the Hindi language of India, and also the Malay language from East Asia, Malaysia and so forth. And Afrikaans then was the 4th language. So the Afrikaner people invested a lot in the language of Afrikaans. They must have understood the importance of language when it comes to acquiring language, when it comes to acquiring knowledge, when it comes to expanding the intellectual life of those who speak the language, and specifically then the mother tongue of Afrikaans. Think of the British schools called grammar schools, okay? I'm told that they are not in fashion that much anymore, but the understanding of having grammar schools from a philosophical point of view has to do with the fact that, and the understanding that knowledge, scientific knowledge, hard knowledge, is poured into words and syllables. This is the importance. If you understand the importance of language, which forms the link with the intellect and the world outside, you will also understand why it is so important that we do the same for the other languages in South Africa and in the rest of Africa. Blood, sweat and tears. But here is the important thing. Have you come to a point of realizing this, the importance of the mother tongue and the importance of language when it comes to the intellect, when it comes to being innovative and expanding your horizons, where you live and here where we are in South Africa. So that is the important point that I'd like to put before you and to challenge you. Think about it. We need to expand the languages of our country. I'm talking about the vernacular languages. There is a freedom, there is a creative freedom that you can only experience in your own mother tongue. It's not that easy to experience that same freedom and creativeness in a 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th language. Think about my challenge. Be great to hear your feedback on this. Thanks.